Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So please take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description, and I will hook you up. Tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule, okay? It's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on this channel and you truly want to see what's up, okay? All are welcome on the channel and all contributions are highly appreciated. The first card that we have here, collective, we have number 33. It says, you who show the way. You who show the way. Spirit is clearly conveying that you are the one who will show the way. You could be someone who maybe in your past as well as your present have experienced different moments or situations where you find yourself in confrontation or find yourself in frictional events, meaning maybe constantly having to have disagreements with people, maybe have to explain what you're doing, who you are. Maybe you have people being very judgmental of you, people projecting their energy onto you. And so you may find yourself in situations where you have to constantly explain, who you are, what you're doing, or maybe people taking you or receiving your energy the wrong way. You could be someone who has undergone lots of negative scrutiny, lots of negative projection from people misjudging who you are, not taking the time to get to know you for themselves, okay? This could be in a family setting. This could be at work, okay? This could be at work. This could be in a family setting. This could be in a friendship group circle, just about anywhere in your daily life, you may have experienced this, even as a small child, throughout your youth, on into adulthood. This could currently be going on as well. Maybe you find that you just don't vibe with a lot of people. People, when they meet you, they either love you or they hate you. And I'm also picking up that you're very kind, but you are authentic and original. And so that could be the issue within itself. People do not like originality. People do not like authenticity. As much as people say and claim they want something real, they want you to keep it real. Well, people really don't like authenticity, and people do not like just the vibration and the frequency that you may be giving off, okay? Your aura, it glows very bright, and your energy is very intimidating to people. And so collective spirit wants you to know that this is a them problem, not a you problem. And for you to no longer, they're telling me to repeat this to you twice. Blame yourself. You are not for everyone, and everyone is not for you. And so just because someone does not vibe with you, it does not make you wrong. I'm picking up that you're very kind and you're very nice, but it's just your pureness, your realness, you're really authentic, and you're not just a saying or a favorite phrase or a slang that sounds good. You're really about that ish. You're really about that life. You could be someone, maybe you don't believe in wearing makeup. Maybe you're a woman who wears your natural skin. Maybe you have people judge you for this. You could have people trying to give you compliments like, "Oh yeah, you look nice, but you'd be much cuter if you put on a little eyeshadow, or maybe you should put some lip gloss on." Giving you hindsighted, backhanded insults. You could have people trying to break your spirit, trying to break your energy. You have a very invigorating and a very beautiful smile, male or female. You carry yourself very well, but your energy and your vibration is so positive and authentic that when people see you constantly and consistently, they begin to go into reflection mode, and they heavily want to observe you. And they become intimidated, and they begin to feel inferior because you are reflecting to them bits and pieces of themselves that they have not worked on, healing that they have not chose to do, releasing toxicity out of their lives, different areas and fragments of their life that they have not addressed. You're like a reflection. And so your light shines bright. And so you're intimidating, without you even saying anything. You can walk in a room, collective, and people will, here come the collective. I can't stand him. Oh, I can't stand her. You could have this going on, like I said, in a family setting, at work, in a friend group. Spirit is saying do not internalize any treatment that you have experienced in the past or currently. Spirit is saying moving forward, this is a them problem, not a you problem. Their goal is try to distract you and make you feel as if you're doing something wrong. Collective, you do not need to dim your light or change who you are. I'm not picking up anyone who is, being nefarious, having false intentions. You are just simply being yourself. And because you're not a follower or you're not willing to do what's trendy, this intimidates people. This bothers people, okay? They wonder and they want to know, how is it that the collective can continuously move forward and actually be happy, but I don't see the collective doing anything that I am doing. I may be someone, I could have a drinking habit, I could be an alcoholic, but I don't see the collective. They don't drink at all. I like to spend all my money on, on the greenery, but the collective don't smoke at all. These are just examples, okay? If you do you, okay? I don't see, I go out every Friday and Saturday night, but the collective, they like sitting at home. They homebody. How do they do that? How do they actually sit in the house and be happy with that? Are they broke? Are they lonely? Oh, they don't have nobody. And so they sit up and they give themselves these false ideologies and these false ideas, and what it is that they are projecting, they're observing you and they want to be you. They want to live the life you live. There are people who admire you, but instead of complimenting you, they rather target you and project their energy onto you. And that's to derail you and make you think or feel, put you under some kind of illusional spell that you're doing something wrong. Spirit wants you to know you're doing nothing wrong. Keep being you and do not dim your light for anyone. Once you come across someone that does not vibe with you, they're not on your frequency, Spirit is saying be sure to not keep asserting yourself around people who are not on your vibe, people who do not have your highest good at heart, because this could become dangerous. That's for someone. Okay? A person can become so intimidated and jealous of you, they may try to hurt you. So be mindful of asserting yourself where you don't belong. And I'm going to pick that up. Be mindful of that, okay? Anything else collective need to know about these people who are jealous and intimidated of the collective? Thank you, Spirit. So do not internalize no longer. This reading is a confirmation. This is not a coincidence. You may been going up against judgment for a very long time now. And Spirit wants you to know that it is not your fault. You may have been in the energy of the Five of Cups, feeling like, whoa, why is it me? Why is it that people are targeting me? Maybe you come off as being nice. Maybe you're someone to engage in a conversation. Maybe you have nice, positive gestures. And maybe you feel maybe they don't want to hear you. You're not being heard. Maybe there's people cutting you off, not letting you finish speaking. Spirit is saying, these are people you need not to surround yourself with. Try to decrease. If it's a situation where you're forced, maybe this is a work setting where they work there, you work there. Okay, we get it. But Spirit is saying decrease your time if you're in a situation that you can't change of even interacting with these people. Okay. And so Source wants you to do some grounding work. It's time for you to do some spiritual cleansing on yourself. Get out into nature, do some meditation, whether it's prayer, writing, listen to frequencies. There's many things you can do so that you can receive clarity and information on how to constantly transmute this negative energy that's being sent your way and recalibrate your energy, okay? Because these two cups in the back represent that there are two cups that are full, waiting for you to notice them, waiting for you to recognize them. And in these cups could be many things, people who are on your frequency, people who have like-minded energy. This could be whether it's a friendship, a business partnership, or something romantic, okay? But this is not your energy. And Spirit is saying it's time for you to stop internalizing this energy. People being rude and cruel to you. These are just people who want you to feel like you're at a loss. It says that in the corner of this card. They want you to feel like you're at a loss, and it is all false. It is not true. It's time for you to simply walk away with the Five of Swords here. Walk away from these people. Cut them out of your lives permanently. Do not give them any interaction, no conversation. Keep these people out of your business, and keep your business to yourself, okay? It's your vibration. You are a leader. You're someone who is a leader, and they want you to feel defeated. Look at this. They want you to feel lost, okay? Hope you can see that, collective. And they want you to feel defeated, okay? And this is not you. This is all false. This is an illusion. This is the energy that they are hoping and wishing to see you in, because people see you standing in a light that they desire to be in. Okay? You have a purpose. You were meant to be in the position and in the lifestyle that you are in. It's written in the stars. You could be a leader on your job. You could be a supervisor. You could be, I hear, a crew leader. Maybe you work in some kind of factory, a crew leader, whatever that means. Okay? You could just be a great employee. Maybe you receive lots of compliments, from your fellow coworkers, or maybe from higher authorities. Maybe they compliment you. Maybe there's good talk going around about you. You may not be aware of this, but there is, okay? And this is causing lots of envy and jealousy. But this, I'm picking up again, has been going on all of your life. It's because you are chosen. It says you show the way. You are a leader. You are chosen to be a leader in your own right. And when I speak of leadership, I'm speaking in many forms. Like I said, you could be a supervisor, you could be a manager, you could be a crew leader. People could respect you as a leader in your community or in your family, okay? You could be the matriarch of the family. Maybe you're the go-to person. You're the one in the family whom maybe people trust, okay? All right, people trust you to hold their money. Okay, that's for somebody. So maybe you have people who trust you so much, your character and who you are. Maybe they do trust you to hold their money. Okay, that's for somebody out there. But you are the one, you were chosen to be the one to lead by example. And this doesn't mean for you to turn the other cheek. This doesn't mean for you to kiss anyone's behind. This does not mean for you to be around anyone who is disrespecting or disregarding you in any kind of way. Anyone who wants you to transform who you are, or tell you you're too loud, or, they just want you to dim your light to accommodate them. This is someone who is in a lower vibration, and they are intimidated, or there's some kind of jealousy or envy going on. So Spirit wants you to be mindful of that, because when people are in dark energy, they will often project their energy onto someone else. Folks are constantly trying to swap energy out here in these spiritual streets. Believe me, collective, and they do it in so many slick ways. You have to get your rest. You have to drink your water and mind a business that are paying you, because people will provoke a false argument. They will strategically provoke a false argument to try to get you upset, get you enraged, get you screaming and shouting. Your vibration is lowered, your frequency is lowered, just so they can point and say, see, I told you they wasn't a nice person. See, I told you collective wasn't smart. See, I told you they wasn't all that. So they have a goal in mind. And so Spirit is saying you are receiving confirmation through this read. This is one of the ways, not the only way, because you will be receiving signs and synchronicities of how to work on cleansing yourself and constantly recalibrating your energy, not just in this one moment of your life, but as you move forward. Find you a routine, to constantly transmute this negative energy, because we have energy being projected onto us worldwide that is out of our control. But individually, we have to work on, transmuting that, cleansing that, recalibrating that, going through the process of renewal. That is something that has to be done, personally and individually. And so pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. You may receive information through your dream state while you're astral traveling. Maybe your ancestors want you to do some grounding work. Maybe they want you to go outside for a walk. Maybe there's a particular tree they want you to go and touch, or a particular area or park they want you to go to and put your feet in the grass, okay? That's not for everybody, but for some people, pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities in your awakened state as well as your dream state, okay? Because these haters are part of the process. In order for us to learn, in order for us to grow while we're here on planet Earth, everything is not going to be rosy. Everything is not going to be perfect. But I'm here telling you, and you know who you are. You have been undergoing this treatment your entire life, maybe as a small child, with siblings, with relatives, mistreating you, disregarding you, maybe in grade school, in high school, maybe as a young adult in your 20s or your tweens, maybe friends, try to betray you. And you've went through this energy constantly and consistently. Spirit is saying it's because you are chosen. You who show the way. You are the one who are chosen to show the way. You are the one who's going to be an example, not stick around and kiss their behind. No, you're going to be an example through the life you live. You're going to make sure that you're cleansing yourself. You're going to make sure that you're constantly working on self-development. You're going to make sure that you're working on learning what energy is yours and what isn't yours. You're going to work on doing the research. If there's books to be read, you're going to be the one to do that. Maybe there's a class you online or something you see in the spiritual community that you may want to take. Okay, maybe there's someone offering classes. There are many of readers who offer classes. I don't offer them yet, but one day I will. But you may see something online that may intrigue you, and you may say, you know what? I'm interested in that. Lady Noble said I should work on self-elevation. You know what? Sign up for those classes, whatever works for you. You may be led, you may be nudged, that inner niggle and wiggle, that gut feeling telling you, yeah, go ahead and sign up for that. Spirit is saying that's applying yourself, that's learning who you are, that's how you work on self-awareness, okay? You are a human being, but you are also a spiritual being, and nothing is going to just fall in your lap. But you have been wanting to know, whoever you are, why is it that you receive so much resistance? Everyone is not for you, and you are not for everyone. And I got it near me, so I must hold it up. I'm not for everyone. I know I'm not for everyone, and everyone is not for me, and that's okay. I accept that. I accept it, and I'm okay with it. I'm not trying to force myself to be in the presence of anyone, person, place, or thing that is not for me. I don't want to battle with it, nor do I want to know why, because we all are different, and I respect that. But most of all, I respect myself and my purpose. So I stay in my lane, and I go with who goes with me. You vibe with me, you rock with me, I rock with you, and that's it. And so that's what it is. You are chosen to be a leader in your own right. So keep showing up as who you are. You do not have to dim your light, and keep being the example of what has not been seen. Keep being the example, collective, of what has not been seen. Confirmation. You aren't intimidation. You are powerful. Time to work on constantly transmuting that energy. We have temperance here. You or someone around you could have Sagittarius placement in your chart. Time for you to, each and every time that it is thrown your way, you see those vases, you see that liquid going back to back. It's time for you to work on transmuting it. Okay, there's a hater. Okay, got him. You can take a person's hatred and their energy and harness it and utilize it for yourself. And I'm not talking about standing over a cauldron or doing anything mean to hurt anyone. I'm talking about when that negative projection come your way, you can harness the energy that they send, whether it's gossip, whether it's a ritual, whatever it is, and transmute it and turn it into sugar, gold, or butter for your rolls. I like the Hawaiian ones, don't you? Moving forward. Next, we have the Nine of Pentacles. It's time for you to focus on planting in your garden. It's time for you to focus on that, planting in your garden. It's time for you to focus on growth and development of yourself, knowing who you are and standing in confidence. Because no matter who you are, what kind of moisturizer you use, whether you use lotion or shea butter, I prefer shea butter. But anyway, doesn't matter what your tax bracket is, all that does not matter. There will always be an opposing energy. There will always be somebody ready to say nay because you're saying yay. It just is what it is. So Spirit is saying not to allow it to stress you out. Don't allow it to stress you out. Don't allow it to overwhelm you. Okay? It is what it is. Transmute that energy, harness it for yourself. Do some meditation, do some grounding, do some self-elevation work. Turn on some music, turn on your favorite song, dance, do something fun and loving and kind for yourself. Do some return to senders if you need to be. Call back your energy and power. You know, there's many things you can do. Okay, so Spirit wants you to walk in the know. Okay, it says independent wealth. It's time for you to work on growth and abundance and prosperity. This defeat and this loss does not exist. The next card we have here is the King of Wands. So, time for you to sit on your throne. This concludes my read. I trust and hope it assists you for your highest good. Later.